My name's Dee Dobell. I've been a Conservative councillor on South Somerset District Council for the last 7 years, and during that time the New Age traveller problem has really reared its head. I don't think they make any worthwhile contribution to society. They ride roughshod over all the regulations for planning which other people have to abide by. I don't like the way the children are brought up because I don't think it's right to deny children the opportunities. But I'm going to stay on site with some New Age travellers, and I'm very willing to go with an open mind. I'll try to go with an open mind and see for myself.
Oh, there goes Chris on his way to Somerset, is it?
For 1 week, Dee Dobell is giving up her manor house to live in this truck. The owner, Chris Attiwell, will bring Dee to the site on the outskirts of Brighton.
Some baby wipes, which I shall pop in. I'm worried about the leaves. That's probably about it, I think. I like the duvet. I like the colours. Nice and cheerful, isn't it? And the light comes in, so I'll be able to read as soon as it's light.
One torch, a few little nicks and knacks, and a stick.
What's this one called?
Maggie.
Maggie.
After Mrs. Thatcher.
Oh, yeah.
She's my heroine.
Maggie. Oh, right. Here's a few goodies.
Right.
And there's a torch if things go wrong. Do you want a torch?
Yes, I do, please.
Right. And that, I think, is the end.
Good golly.
200 miles away, Dee Dee's new neighbours, Zana, Dan and baby Jake, are getting nervous.
It's people like that have actually evicted me in the past.
Yeah.
My life has been made a complete misery by councillors, Tory councillors.
Half of me's quite worried. It feels a bit of an invasion, this woman coming to be in my space, and she might have completely, well, she will have completely different outlook and view to me.
Quite a mad sight for her to experience it on.
It's not nice as a sight.
A Tory councillor who's actively blocking planning permission for sites is going to be quite a flashpoint.
She's not here yet.
There now. Oh my word.
2 days later, with a breakdown behind them, they finally arrive.
Take a big deep breath, we're here.
This is one of the biggest sites in Britain, and it's due for eviction in 1 month.
Oh, look at that mud. You have to get through that mud.
I ain't going to get through there. I'll go a little further and see, but I don't think I'm going to get through there.
What can you do about it?
Hello. Hello. I'm Dee Dee. Hello, Chris. Hello, did you have a good journey? This is Jacob. Say hello, Dee Dee.
Well, it's a nice lake, isn't it, that bit? Get some ducks on there.
2 in 2 months.
Finally, at dusk, they're towed on by mother of 3, Sal, and her scamel.
You're steering. Have it running, but don't drive.
Okay.
How long are you staying here for, Dee Dee?
I'm staying till Sunday.
Till Sunday?
Yes.
Nice one.
Oh, it has some good discussions, you know.
Good.
Lots of different people.
Yeah. Right, I must get back anyway. I've got a little baby. I've left him with a babysitter. He's only 2 months old, so it's... Cheers then. See you later. Bye-bye.
Jacob, Dee Dee. Jacob. Hi.
Who's that? Trains?
While Dee Dee gets to know the neighbours, to make her feel at home, Chris arranges her family photographs. Dee Dee has 5 children and a handful of grandchildren.
Come on then, Chris, come and show me.
This is it.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you very much.
Enjoy.
Take my boots off. Oh, you've got my pickles up.
That's the water, taps in the corner. So,
In the corner of what?
in the corner of the field.
Can you show me tomorrow or tonight?
I think we can show you tomorrow.
What am I going to wash in?
We'll show you tonight.
Thank you.
The burner,
Oh yes, we've got a wood burner at home. Yes.
when you first light it,
Yes.
leave the bottom chute, the door on the chute open.
Yes. And will it stay in all night?
It won't stay in all night. We put some ash over the top.
Yes.
Just over the top. Okay, well, good luck, and
Thank you.
I'll see you later in the week, and we'll have a chance to see how you get on.
Yep. Thanks for driving.
Goodbye, Diddy.
Bye.
See you soon.
Day 1 for the new neighbours. Dan, a plasterer, is up and getting ready for work.
Good morning. Just got up nice and early in the morning. But it's not that early actually, it's only 7:30. Normally get up earlier than this.
Empty this into the bucket. What do I do with my washing water?
I actually walk up the bank and chuck it over that hedge over there.
Let's hope there's some nice blackberries later.
So I won't be here then.
As Zana starts to show Dee Dee her early morning routine, unexpected visitors appear on site.
I think there are some councillors who are coming to serve an eviction order. Were you expecting them?
Not particularly like today, but it could be eviction notices. Could be something completely different, couldn't it?
It might be, but Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, it could be.
Are you to do with the vehicle too?
I'm
Oh right, so we give you one then. Okay. Just a letter and a
right, thank you.
sort of explaining things, from the council.
Is there, excuse me, is there anything about eviction in here?
Yeah, there's a letter in there
here's
explains
the
as far
letter.
as we've got, yeah.
Yes.
Jacob!
And there's just agencies with the other one if they need any help. Okay.
Thank you. They've got loads of social services or welfare people behind them. They've got a traveller support unit visiting every Monday morning. And there's a health visitor available. It's staffed by an early years worker. There's a homeless person's officer.
I've got so many photos, all for so many different places. There's when Jacob was just born. Dan got in the water afterwards.
Was it quick?
9 hours.
Long enough, isn't
It was
it?
very good apparently for first birth, but I drank loads of herbal tea. I did raspberry for the last 3 months.
What on earth is
It
that?
strengthens the uterus. It makes you really strong. That's why I think they said I had such an easy birth, because my midwife was a herbalist. That's Danny and Jacob. Jacob's really tiny. That's him, Jacob in the bucket.
That's a nice one, isn't it? I mean, he's a dear little chap, but what about when he goes to school? I mean, will he go to nursery school, and then what about big school?
Well, he was going to a playgroup every week, and now he goes to the travelling school bus every week, every Monday. He's that for there
That's
for
quite a
2.5
privilege
hours.
to have a special bus for travellers, isn't it?
And we can only get 6 children in there, so it's not that much of a great privilege, really.
But there is so much to learn today, and if you don't give your children all these opportunities, doesn't it worry you a bit?
But then I am going to be giving him that opportunity.
I hope so.
And also he's got a lot more as well. He could still be going to a school like any other child and be living like this and living with the community. Like all kids can here could survive. A town kid, they don't know how to get a fire going, chop wood, get water. All they know here is
Well,
where
they
they
don't
all
actually
know the
need
things.
to, do they?
But they all appreciate things a lot more.
You're spending an awful lot of your life, it seems to me, doing all these practical things just to survive.
But you
just
don't as well. I mean, summer is a different kettle of fish. Summer you don't do any of that.
She obviously loves him very much indeed, but I don't think she thinks it's that important that he has all the opportunities which I would have thought were important for any child. She told me that he would know how to light a fire. He would commune with nature because he would know that you don't just get water by turning on a tap. You have to go up the hill to turn on the tap and carry it. All these things a child can learn on a camping holiday for a weekend. I still find it's such a performance. It's very difficult being clean. As for going to the loo, well, that's much worse than a nightmare. It's a real horror story. Hello, Jacob. I want to get rid of this.
Dealey thinks we've got all these facilities. Basically, our facilities are a water tap over there, a load of mud, and that's about it. And it's ironic that Dealey thinks that, and there she is trundling off to the garage for a toilet.
I can hardly walk, I'm so desperate.
Yeah, I'm going to the woods.
I'm not a cow in a field. I'm living in England. I'm not in Africa. If I were in Africa, perhaps it is different in Africa.
I don't see why she's so venomous about us all anyway. A lot, even the other people in her Conservative Party aren't as bad as her. What's her problem? Why is she so mixed up with what she thinks? She's just like, I just don't want to see it. I don't want anything to do with these people. You know, she thinks we all should just be evicted and then disappear into thin air.
That was too many cups of coffee and chat.
Just invited Dan's mum and Dad down for dinner. I think they'll be really interesting people for Dee Dee to talk to. They're both the same age group, and Dan's parents have got two sons that live on the road. That's Dan and John, who lives in Ireland.
Get off my land.
The difference is between Dee Dee and the parents, part of the age group, is the fact that they're really into Dan living on the road, and they fully support the reasons why we live like this and the choice we've made.
I think, like, personally, you could have a suit and a tie. And very smart appearance. If you live like this, you'd still be hated because you live like this. Doesn't matter what you look like or how clean you are. Even if we all worked, we'd still be detested.
It's a human.
Like animals.
No. But if people don't look different, then they're not picked upon. They don't stand out.
Jake, need a kiss. And I'll need a thick ear.
Come in, sit down and make yourself at home.
Hello. You're Dan's mother? Yes, Marlene.
I'm Jim.
Hello.
I'm his dad. That was nice, wasn't he? Come sit down.
So what do you think of your son as a New Age traveller? Tell me.
I suppose the transition surprised me. He went from a short back and sides. Kind of was a knock up early.
I've got a photograph actually. Yeah. And that's me at age
19.
It's a super photograph.
I think he looks about 35 onwards though.
Do you think he'll be a traveller when he's your age?
That would be up to him, actually. That would be his decision.
Yes, do you think he will though?
I can't say.
I could see him settled more.
We can't afford to live in the countryside. We can't. It is quite exclusive
told
still.
me all that,
Yeah, I'm saying, and so that's why, in a way, we will still live like this. If it means we
probably
can have
always have a
access to
truck
the
as well.
countryside.
There is
You
a
can
move.
work, and you can aim towards buying your little bit of land or whatever, and building your cottage.
We've got the thing where travellers have actually bought land to live on in vehicles and been evicted.
I understand the people whom I represent. I understand their fears. They don't like the mess.
People do get planning permission for all sorts of things that
Yes,
I
they
would
do.
question. But
Some
they
of
have
them-
influence, so they got it.
This is a very big site, but there are sites near me at home which are just a mess too.
We're not allowed facilities. We had a site proposal which I actually showed you to.
Yes, it was
and it was a
very
brilliant
good.
idea. We wanted the toilets, the drainage systems, and we were going to do it all ourselves. The whole point we were trying to get at is we didn't want to ask any money.
Yes, I know, Zana, but
And we can't, and we're just going to get evicted again and again, and then people say it's a mess, and you can't live like this because it's a mess.
And towns are so much messier
Towns
as well.
are a mess.
I like to see a town stay clean with no rubbish and collecting their rubbish.
Well,
There was
they
a
do
rubbish.
pay their taxes to have it sorted.
There was a
We
rubbish
pay tax
strike.
just with
Yes, I know,
food.
I
Everything
know.
we do, we pay
You don't
taxes.
pay tax on your food, Zana.
But Dan's
Income.
working.
Yeah.
VAT, we all pay VAT.
VAT is not on food. There's no VAT on food.
Right.
Or children's clothes.
But there was a
Basically, it's morning. And
It's cold.
Dan's not going to go to work today because it's raining. Doesn't means we've got no money.
Even getting out of bed is a bit of an effort.
I feel really stressed about the whole thing.
Mummy!
Now.
So what a palaver it is.
I'm looking forward to Dee Dee going home now. It's like talking to a brick wall. She's just so hard to penetrate.
I mean, even brushing your hair in the kitchen is something I'd never ever do at home.
I can't see the point in trying to convert her to living like this. She don't want to live like this. Why should she want to live like this? She's got a huge mansion in Somerset.
And do you know, last night I had to perform on the bucket. And to me, that is the pits.
Just in time for the rain, eh?
That's lovely.
Okay. Have you asked to use my wheelbarrow?
Sorry?
Have you asked to use
Of course I did. They asked your wife. Thanks. I'll bring it back. I think Zana might be a bit fed up with me. She's quite sensitive and a bit defensive and prickly. Fair enough. Perhaps she sees me as the enemy. So I would like to meet some other people.
It's not
Oh, lovely.
How are you getting on?
I'm managing.
You're managing?
Yep, look at the fire, it's on.
You lit the fire?
Yep, I lit the fire.
Okay.
I've been to the garage this
Okay.
morning, don't ask why, you can guess.
And are we cracking any of those views of yours?
You wait and see.
You wait and see.
Well, that's why I want to see some more people.
We'll show you where
I want to
Sal
see Sal, yes, because she towed us, didn't she? And had a great big scammel. Sal is quite a girl, I think.
You're a minky, aren't you?
Oh, we need to know how you're feeling, Dee Dee, because you were pretty adamant at the beginning of the week, so...
I can't say that I think it's the life for me.
No, it's not the life for you,
Not
but
at all.
it's the life for us. We'd kind of like to live our life and be left alone. How do you feel about that?
Well, you say you want to be left alone, but, you know, what's your future?
Our future is our own business. I mean, what's your future? I don't ask you about your future.
Well, you can if you like.
Well, kind of like, but I don't wish to.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
Nowhere.
Nowhere, exactly. You're going nowhere.
So what's the problem with that? I'm happy with it.
Yes!
I'm
Three
not
children
bored.
to look after, and you've got
I'm
to
not
keep
at all
them-
bored.
Having a bath is so difficult, and keeping them clean must be difficult.
Yeah, then again, I would not want to go and move into a bedsit, say, which I would have to begin with, before I could get a house.
Because
would
you
not
haven't
want
got a
just
job,
because there's a
isn't it?
bathroom.
But wouldn't you
It
look-
wouldn't. It's not enough. By the time I was absolutely so clean that I could, you know, people could see reflections of themselves in me. You know what I mean? I'd be bored. I'd be bored. I'd be worse than bored. I'd be crawling up the wall,
But
going
you're talking
out
about
of my
yourself.
mind.
What about
yeah?
your children? I mean, do you think that that's going to be enough for them? If they
Yeah,
are
they've got
travelling,
all out there to run around.
Oh,
They
yeah,
can go
sure,
to
in
every
the mud.
single. Yeah, but they can go to every vehicle. Then there's the yurt. And the mud's just part of life anyway.
Well, it
Not-
obviously doesn't
I mean, I would
matter
prefer
to
to
you.
be somewhere else. Well, no. 90% of our traditional park-ups have been blocked. We all end up in gross places like this, where you can't move for the mud or whatever.
because
Do you know
just
what
told
I
me
mean?
you didn't mind the mud.
Well,
but
I don't mind the mud, do you know what I mean? But it's also annoying to think, right, that I can't just tap down and move anywhere.
But
and the
Sam,
reason
look at the
is
mess
for
out there.
prejudice.
You're all very keen on this word prejudice.
There isn't.
But
This
you
is
look
the
out
only place
there.
to park up in the whole of East Sussex.
Yes, well, I'm
There
not.
ain't nowhere else to go.
I'm not
You expect
surprised.
people to sort of like whale their vehicles in and stick themselves on a housing list and jump in a bedsit.
If you're
They won't even
unintentionally
let you
homeless,
squat there.
the
Squat on
council
an empty
has a
property.
statutory obligation to house you.
I don't want a house anyway.
You've got a tiny
Not
little
to live in.
baby. You've got a little baby,
Yeah,
and
he's fine.
And you chose to have
He's
him in this
sound.
site, in this mud bar.
Yeah, no, but
You've taken yourself out of the mainstream. You are taking benefits from the government.
I'd rather they took it back, right, and left me alone. It is peanuts.
It's not just the
It's
benefit.
peanuts what they chuck out, and it is grim. Going into society, trying to get somewhere to live,
I just find it
it's just
inane that
appalling.
you just want to be left alone, to be happy.
That is basic human right,
I
isn't
think the
it?
little one needs a bit of attention.
To have a break from sight, Chris takes Dee Dee to Brighton University. Gideon, another traveller and student, is going to record her music to mix with his own.
I went to a studio last night and they asked me to play my flute. The first movement from Bach's E minor flute sonata, my very favourite flute sonata in the world, but it personifies all the discipline and the rigour and the intellectual achievement, the discipline, the structure of a purposeful life. And I feel they're denying themselves half of that. That's yours, Chris.
Well, you have had a hell of a week with the weather. It's not been good.
Listen to it now. It won't be up in the night.
When you're living on a field in the mud, it's not easy to be cheerful all the time.
I feel quite sad now.
You feel quite sad? Why?
I think I'm a bit tired and drained, but
yeah. It's been a long week for you.
But it's not just that. I've sort of come to a conclusion and you won't like it.
What's your conclusion, do you?
I've met some very nice people. That's one of the bits that makes me very sad. But I cannot say I think this way of life is to be encouraged, perpetuated at all. I think the people I've met have got far more to offer, far more to do with their lives than to exist like this.
You still cannot understand that we have the right to choose our way of life.
I don't condone this way of life. I think it has far too many difficulties, far too many problems, just the everyday living problems and the future of children brought up in this life. I would not solve the problem by saying, all right, well, you do as you please. You have this little site here, and then you can go on to that little site there, because I've seen these little sites, and they are a mess as well. And how are those children going to get educated on those little sites, rotating, as you say? No. I want to stop it. You're worthy of so much more than living like this.
I am happy.
I know, but you're 25. I've got a 25-year-old son.
Don't patronise me like that.
That's more of a loving thing, I said to you then.
You're turning it to my age and my
No, I'm not.
It's bringing it
I
down.
am not.
You are. You've not given me one decent reason why I shouldn't do
Look,
be happy
it's
doing what
because
I'm doing.
I care about people.
Then help them.
I want to help them, but I'm not going to help them by saying, this is the life for you, carry on, let's have more of you like this, living like this. I will not say that.
So you damn us to
I don't
prejudice.
damn you, I want you to be out of this. I want the future generation to be out of this.
So you will take away my freedom of choice.
Have a swig of coffee.
I've actually finished it.
Would you like some more?
Yes, please.
Right, I'll have some more. And you say that's patronising?
Hey, come here.
You're not patronising!
I know you're not patronising, I'm sorry.
Oh, Chris,
I'm sorry.
sure I can be friends with you.
I know you can be.
We'll have to wait with the kettle, won't we? Very tired now.
It's tiring.
And when you're tired, you feel sad. Yes, I do. I do feel sad.
Dee Dee's final morning, and an unfortunate incident begins the day.
I was going out to empty my washing up and washing water, and I couldn't get out of the truck. Somebody had put a stake through the handle, so I couldn't open the door, which makes me hopping mad. It's a very, very ridiculous fire risk. Stupid people.
We're all really tired, we're really strung out, and so we've all decided we're gonna miss her a bit as well, in a funny sort of way. But you know, please she's going now.
I think she is basically a bigot. That's how a bigot acts, isn't it? Bigoted. Almost like a religious fanatic. But she's fanatical about us. I think, yeah, definitely.
I'm going to put my...
As Dee Dee and Chris get ready to make the return journey, her husband makes a surprise visit to site.
Oh, Mikey.
Well, I like that, yes. Was that a little surprise?
It was a big surprise. Good
Right.
for me.
How are you? You're still all talking, are you?
Darling, you must meet...
I've heard all about you. I'm glad you've been looking after her.
Yeah, we have.
As best as we can.
And maybe when she gets away from here, and she gets home and she's had her bath and she's had her champagne and she's sat in front of the telly with Michael, she's going to have a little chance to think about it. The next time she sees some travellers on the news, she's not going to go, ugh, filthy travellers. She's going to remember us and think, well, maybe they're not all like that. Maybe there's a Chris or a Zana or a Dan amongst that group, and she'll think a bit differently. That's all I can hope for.
The next day, Chris pulled off site.
I'm locking this door now.
A month later for Dan and Zana, it's the eviction.
Next to you in the cab.
By the end of the week, my mind was made up much more firmly than when I arrived. But my main reaction now is sadness and a lot of fury.
Dee Dee's probably sat at home, polishing her glassware. Or something like that. It's something really irrelevant and pointless. I've got a different, I'm thinking differently about Dee Dee now she's gone. She's been such a nice person. It's hard, you fall into a trap. Jacob, be quiet a minute, he's trying at the wall.
And if we allow those people to have children and to bring them up to think that they can carry on in that way, it's an absolute tragedy. And I've got a fury inside me that any councillor or anybody in my sort of position should say, oh, we'll leave them alone, let them have these sites, let them carry on like this.
We will live like this forever. You know, we have so much prejudice and we all keep going and we just find different ways of getting in there, and now we're facing eviction. It's a very stressful time. These vehicles aren't even moving. You know, they're panicking. They've been working every day trying to get engines together just so they can move so the bailiffs don't come and take their home away. I mean, Dee Dee's not facing that.
First time.
If they came to Somerset, I would be absolutely at the forefront of trying to get them housed properly and making sure that the children went to a school regularly. I certainly wouldn't now be thinking, oh, well, let's let them use this site and put their old buses and whatnot and vehicles there. It's not on. It's not enough.
The aim is to put together Britain's most popular painting next on BBC Two in Close Up. And there's comedy on BBC One in a few moments with strange sounds from the Vicar of Dibley.